What up, everybody? Time for a new update. I finally left southern Arkansas and headed back up north. I'm making this video because I wanted to talk about the fact that when I left Arkansas, where I was at, gas was like $3.69, $3.79, depending on if you have rewards for the gas station that was in the area. Didn't think it was going to be that bad. A little less than $4 coming up, no big deal. But as I got going north, prices started jumping at gas stations. And if you do a lot of traveling, you'll know that near freeways, you tend to pay a lot higher, which means you're just stuck paying that because otherwise you got to go miles out of your way to a small town off the freeway to get a decent gas price, less than what they would charge on the freeway. But on the way up, I spent $80 roughly to fill my tank when I left. And when I got to southern Illinois, I ended up paying $4.34 a gallon for gas right at that location. And then after I got that, I started going north more and started making my way into Indiana. And as I'm making my way through Illinois, I come across the gas station, $4.50, and I'm like, okay, still not bad. I mean, it's a little high, but I kind of had that expectation when I left because I knew, up north they're a little bit pricier up here because of the fact that they got to charge for delivery of the gas to the gas stations from the refineries and stuff like that. So they have to add that into the price of what they're costing to pay the gas station to have them pay for the gas being used for the gas station to charge money to make money and everything. But I had gotten into Indiana and gas up around here is like $5, man. This is nuts. I can't believe that it's that pricey up here. So I'm kind of amazed that, it's $5 for gas. I mean, I would have expected at least $5.50 for diesel up here in this area, but for $5 for unleaded, that's pretty ridiculous. Definitely with the current gas prices right now, price per barrel. I haven't looked what it is lately, but when I was down south before I left, I think it was like a week before I left, I looked, and it was like $60, $70 a barrel for petroleum, and that should mean that the gas prices should have been, roughly a little on the decent side to where it wouldn't be so expensive. I mean, $4, okay, I could see that. Maybe a little less. But anything higher than $4.50, that's just too much, man. You're price gouging if you're charging $5 a gallon for gas anywhere in the northern states. But anyways, so that's just one of the things that I've dealt with on the way up to up north from down in Arkansas. And I ended up having some major issues come up with the RV that I wasn't quite expecting. The first one was that for some reason my battery wasn't getting charged while driving. And at first I thought it was just a battery because I had let the RV sit for the rest of the winter when I got to Arkansas and waiting until the spring to get going again and chasing that 70-degree weather during the day. I had to stop and get gas. I had to stop overnight, and when I did, I would have to get a jump and to get it started so I can get back down the road. I got to Illinois area just before I come into Indiana area, and I had a jump from a guy that had a really cool white Mustang, man, really nice car, and he had a jump pack, but it wasn't fully charged enough to get me going. So he gave me a jump, and he was happened to notice that my alternator belt was loose. So I decided to make a plan to go ahead and try to get that tightened and get it so that way it would charge my battery while I was driving and be able to have enough juice to go down the road. And I thought I got it tightened, but it still didn't want to charge the battery for some reason. So I made it up to Perrysburg, Indiana, and stopped at an O'Reilly's. Man, these guys were really cool. So if you're in Perrysburg area, or you come through that area, stop at that O'Reilly's if you need any auto parts, because man, these guys are great. They're really attentive, they're helpful, they're very informative, and they're just a great bunch of guys that work there that I saw. But he put a tester on and found out that my alternator was not charging for some reason, and I didn't know why. So I went ahead and bought a new alternator for $100 with a $25 core charge. And since I changed out the alternator right there in the parking lot, I was able to get the core charge back and everything. So new alternator, and I come pulling out the old alternator and found that the plug that goes into the alternator was cracked and faulty and not working right. So I'm thinking that might have been my problem, why my alternator came up as a bad charging system on the tester. So I got a new plug for that, put that in. That cost me like $7, no big deal. Easy to wire up, not that hard. Put the new alternator in, got the battery charging, and got going down the road. Well, the belt was a little on the tight side and it was squealing pretty bad. And I got going maybe 20 minutes down the road on 69, and my belt broke as I was heading up this hill. And because of that, it started to overheat my RV. By the time I got to the top of the hill and pulled off to the side of the road, my RV was smoking bad. Like, literally looked like it was going to be engulfed in flames in like literally minutes at most. As I'm sitting on the side of the road, I got cars passing me. Seeing that all this smoke's coming out of my RV, somebody had called the fire department or something and let them know that there was an RV sitting on the side of the road about to catch fire, that was engulfed, or whatever the case was that they said. But I thanked them for it, even whoever it was, I don't know who, but I thanked them for it because police officers showed up after I had gotten the smoke to dissipate, and I emptied my fire hydrant just to make sure that if there was a fire, it wasn't going to get going any worse than what it was. And ended up talking with the police officers, letting them know my issue, and I just got my belt changed by the time they showed up. I had a new one laying up in the cab, over cab area, thankfully, and got the new belt on and everything, and got it taken care of. And unfortunately, I needed a jump, but unfortunately, police officers are not allowed to use their cars to jump other people because they have a lot of electronics in their vehicles that they can't chance damaging by giving somebody a jump, which I completely understand that. There was a sheriff down in southern Indiana, right near the Illinois-Indiana border on 55, that stopped and gave me a jump, which was really nice of him. He didn't have to do that. He took a big chance doing that, and all he wanted was to make sure that I wasn't going to hold him liable if something happened to my RV for jumping me. I talked to these two police officers, let them know my situation. I just need a jump to get the battery going again because I had to put the belt back on, and I had to let the RV cool to be able to check and see where my radiator fluid was and make sure I didn't have any radiator leaks because it got really hot. And when a radiator gets hot, sometimes it can blow a hole in the radiator, which will cause it to have problems now you got to replace your radiator. Well, they got a guy that owns a roadside assistance aspect, like a tow truck. He has a body shop that is in, where was this at? Just north of Perrysburg on 69, below Indianapolis. And he came out, said it was going to be about like $85 to come out and give me a jump and bring out a radiator fluid for me so I could put some radiator fluid in and get it going. But I ended up having some 1-gallon water bottles that I utilized to put in the radiator once it was cool enough to take the cap off, and then try to cool the radiator down by putting the water in and letting it evaporate, which would cool the radiator down quicker. Once we got that done, the guy showed up with a jump start and helped me try to get the RV started. Well, I ended up either somehow flooding it or something, he said, to where the gas that the injectors were putting into the engine were getting too wet on the sparks, which was causing it not to want to ignite to be able to start the engine. And so it really took a minute to really get it to start and stay running, and it wouldn't idle. And after a while, it finally got it going, and he's like, just get going and get it down the road, get it off the road, get it down to the next truck stop, which was like 10 minutes away. So I did that, stayed there for the night, and bought some radiator fluid, just so that way I could put it in the RV. And then when I got north of Indianapolis, I ended up stopping at a Myers and picked up like 3 or 4 more jugs of antifreeze, because it takes like 5 gallons to fill my radiator up completely, and I wanted to make sure that I have enough radiator fluid in there to keep going. But the whole entire time I'm freaking out because I'm not sure what's gonna happen. You know, the police officers that stopped when the RV was engulfed in smoke and overheating really bad to where it almost caught fire, they ran my name, checked my license, you know, to make sure I didn't have any warrants or anything like that, which was cool. And I understood that, you know, I mean, you're dealing with somebody, you got to make sure that you're going to stay safe. So I do not have a problem with these guys, you know, doing their job. These guys were great. Both officers were very, very nice, very pleasant, very understanding, and I can't thank them enough. These officers were county sheriffs for Davis County in Indiana, and the guy that came out and got me jumped with some radiator fluid didn't charge me for coming out to help me get the RV started. He was really cool, and I appreciate him very much. He owns a body shop there near Perrysburg area. Seth, if you happen to see this, dude, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. These guys were really great, and I appreciate them so much. They don't have any idea how much of a help they were to help me get the RV back on the road so that way I can finish my journey up to my destination. It was just really great of them to do that, and I'm really, really, really thankful for them. But it just goes to show that when you let go of what can happen, even if the bad things happen, good things can come out of it, you know? And that's what my coaching's all about. It's about open-mindedness and thinking objectively, to be accepting of, you know, hey, this happened. Okay, big deal. I'll get through it, because I know things will work out in my favor if I allow it. And that's one thing that you see a lot of people talking about online, is the power of allowing things to happen, even if it's good or even if it's bad. And people need to understand that if you just allow things to happen the way they're going to unfold, you're going to come out okay on it. You know, it's just not going to be a bad situation, stay a bad situation, and be that way for the whole entire time. You know, you just have to be willing to know that I'm good, you know, and no matter what happens, you know, I feel that, you know, I've been blessed on this trip, you know, because I've been able to make it as far as I had. You know, even though I did have to spend some money to get an alternator, I had to buy a brand new battery. buy some antifreeze, which then now puts me down to not a lot of gas money to get me up to where I'm going, but it should get me to where I'm at. And I also need a thermostat now because of the overheating that happened. It fried my thermostat, and thankfully going down the freeway and keeping it at about 55, 60, I've been keeping a cool breeze on my radiator, which allows me to keep driving long distance without overheating. But if I come across a traffic jam, slow down, or go to a slow speed like traveling through town, I'll overheat quickly, which burns up all the radiator fluid. So this is definitely a must-get ASAP. And I'm just making sure that, I can be able to pull this off to where I'm going to be able to make it to my final destination, be able to have that thermostat, and be able to keep radiator fluid in my RV instead of traveling, an hour or 2 hours down the road and then having to pull over and put antifreeze or water in it just to get me down the road for another, hour or so, which will take me forever and completely run out. And I don't want to run water in the RV too much because it will cause me to have more engine issues down the road. So I got to be very preventative to that. So that's definitely something I got to work on as well, is trying to make sure that I'm not doing that as much as I possibly can, because I need to make sure that I have enough to be able to pull it off. So but like I said, man, it's just a crazy trip, and I'm grateful for everyone that's been there, available to help me with the jump that I needed on the way up. Arkansas, Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, just amazing people, out there. And you just have to be available to be open to situations and opportunities, willing to take action, willing to take risks, and knowing that things will work out, and not worrying about the worst case scenario and the negative what ifs if something was to happen. What could make it worse or anything like that, or how could things get any worse, or sit there and beat yourself up. Why is this happening to me? Don't do that, because it's just going to cause things to become worse than what they already are. You put yourself in a bad situation with that kind of mindset. And that's why I try so hard to get my coaching out in front of people, because I know that mindset is a hard mindset to deal with and very hard to get out of at times. And that's why I like being open-minded and thinking objectively, because it allows me to be open to opportunities, open to good things happening, instead of always worrying about the wrong things happening, and I don't blame you for expecting the worst and hoping for the best, because that's the way we're trained to live our lives these days. That's how society keeps us down. It's just not the way to live, and doing so is causing a lot of people a lot of grief and heartache in their life, because they can't understand that your mindset, thoughts, your words will create reality. And it's the lack of knowing that how powerful people actually are with their self-inner power. Because your perception of how you see things is what your reality is going to be. So if your perception is always seeing the negative of things, you're always going to see negative aspects of your life. And if you can't change your perception of the way of looking at things and seeing the good in things, you'll never have good things in your life. So you got to be cautious of that. So hopefully this will help people understand. Anyways, that's today's update. Not sure exactly when I'm going to do another update, if I'm going to do another update, what I'm going to do if I do. But I just wanted to point out that, we are amazingly powerful, and we just don't realize it. We can create good things in our lives, and we can create bad things in our lives. And if you are not willing to make a change in your life, to change something, you're not willing to accept reality as it is, you're not going to see anything change in your life, and you're not going to see better things in your life. And I'm not the type of person that wants to stay stuck and stagnant in a negative aspect, because that's just self-defeating at that point. You know, I mean, what's it going to do for you? You know, it's going to create misery and not allow you to live your life to the fullest and to make things happen for yourself. That is the key to living a fulfilling life and being happy with the way things are. But it also has gratitude, acceptance, and understanding that something has to change in your life to make things better. If you're not willing to accept that that needs to be changed and willing to take action towards it to change that, then nothing's going to change. It's going to stay the same. And you have nobody else to blame but yourself, because you are the person that can control you. Nobody else can control you. And nobody can control anything outside of themselves. And the minute you stop trying to control your exterior world and start controlling your interior world and controlling how you act or react to something, is when it's going to make all the difference. So just do your best to start accepting changes need to be made in your life if they need to be made, and understanding that it's not a bad thing to make changes in your life and to accept something needs to be changed. It's the starting point of making things better for yourself, and that's what matters. So until next time, I hope you all are doing well, staying warm, and being able to survive in the economy as it stands today with the cost of living. Until next time, peace.